Hey everyone, welcome back, and let's write some more Leetcode today. So today let's solve the problem find bottom left tree value. We're given the root of a binary tree and it's always going to be non-empty, and we just want to return the leftmost value in the last row of the tree. So in this case, the last row is of course this one, the leftmost node is this one, and the value of it is 1, so we can return 1. Now don't let this first example trick you. It's not like we can just start at the root and keep going left and left and left, because take a look at this tree. This is a very simple tree, but as you can see, this is the last level in the tree, and it's not on the left side, it's actually on the right side. And since this is the only node in the level, it's by default the leftmost value, so the result is 2. So we can't just start at the root and go down left. And you know, the structure of this tree could actually be anything. So for us to run, for example, a depth first search starting at the root and trying to figure out which path is going to lead us to the last level, and not only the last level, but the leftmost node in the last level, it's going to be really hard to predict. So a better solution for this problem is actually to traverse the nodes level by level. So first traverse the first level and then traverse the second level, etc., etc. And of course, by the time we get to the last level, we will be able to know that it is the last level, and all we need to do in that case is get the value of the leftmost node in that level. So my question to you now is, when we do this level by level, should we traverse it from, should we traverse each level from left to right, or should we traverse it from right to left? Well, we could do it either way, but if we do it left to right, we kind of have to keep track of, differentiating each level, because by the time we get to the last level, we need to remember that we're actually taking the first node in the last level. But if we do it from right to left, for example, we traverse this node first, then traverse this node, then we go to the next level, traverse this, and then traverse this, we can basically guarantee ourselves that the last node that we touch is going to be the result, because we are doing it from right to left. The last level will be traversed lastly, and the leftmost node is the one that we will traverse last. Now, if you're not familiar with doing this algorithm, it's called level order traversal, or just breadth first search on a tree. The recommended data structure to use is a queue, and usually a double-ended queue, which is usually called a deck or a DQ. I've heard it called both things. It's basically a data structure where you can add to the left and the right side and pop from the left side and the right side in constant time, big O of 1 time, and you're going to see why that's helpful in just a moment. So we want to traverse these in a certain order. So the first one that we want to traverse is the first node. So by default, we're going to initialize our deck with the 1 node as the first value. And then we're going to pop from the leftmost side. So we pop this value. So that means we have traversed this node. And what we want to do is take its children, the left and right children, and add them to the queue, because next, of course, we want to traverse this level of the tree. And of course, adding a value to the queue, or adding a node to the queue, is going to be easy, and it can be done in O of 1 time. But my only question to you is, should we add the 2 first and then add the 3, or should we add the 3 first? Well, remember what we were trying to do. We were trying to traverse it from right to left. So of course we should add the right node first, because then we're going to pop the right node first. So let's add 3, and then let's add 2. Next, again, just like a while loop, we're going to pop from the left side of the queue. This is the leftmost value, so 3 has been processed. Now it's time to add the children of 3 to the queue. Of course, we add the right child first, 5, and then we add the left child, 4. And at this point, you probably get the idea. We pop again from the left side of the queue. We see the 2, right? It's been processed. And we have to add its children as well. But as you can see, both of the left and right children are null. So we're not going to add null values to our deck. So in this case, we don't really have to do anything. We don't have to add anything to our queue. Again, we want to pop from the left side of the queue. We pop the 5. The 5 has been traversed. It has no children. We continue. Lastly, we pop the 4. The 4 is the last value. It also does not have any children, but since this was the last value, we're done with our algorithm because now our deck is empty. That means we've done every node. We can return the last node, 4, which is of course what we wanted to do. That's the whole problem. The time complexity is big O of n because we do have to potentially go through every node in the tree. The memory complexity is also big O of n because we need this extra data structure, the deck, but that's all we need to know. Now we can jump into the code. Okay, now let's write out the breadth first search algorithm. And if you've never done this before, it's actually easier than you might think. Of course, we want to take our deck, initialize it with the root value. You can do that like this in Python. And we're guaranteed that the root value will not be null, so that's good. And now we want to do our while loop while the queue is non-empty. And remember, the first operation we want to do every time is just take the leftmost value of the queue and pop it. So we can do that like this, pop left. Next, we want to add its children to the queue as well. Of course, we want to do the right child first, but we want to make sure that the right child is non-empty before we add it to the queue. If it's not null, then we can go ahead and add it. Node.right will be added to the queue. Append means it's appending it to the right side of the queue. And lastly, we can say node.left queue.append node.left if it's non-null. And that's actually the entire algorithm because, the way scopes work in Python, this variable is function scoped. It's not block scoped to the while loop. So this will still be in memory. So of course we could have just initialized the node value out here, but I didn't because we don't need to. But the node will be pointing to the last value we popped once this loop has finished, so we can go ahead and return the node value. That's the entire code. Let's run it to make sure that it works though. Oh, and don't be dumb like me. Don't return the node itself. We want to return the node value. And as you can see on the left side, yes, it does work, and it's about as efficient as we can get it. So I really hope that this was helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe. Consider supporting me on Patreon if you would like to. And hopefully I'll see you pretty soon. Thanks for watching.